Okay guys, there's a little extra video for making songs in Logic, and this follows on, or this is connected to the big video I did making a song in Logic, and we did Knocking on Heaven's Door. And in that song we did a fade out at the end. It's the easiest thing to do, is to do a fade out. But I'm just going to show you some different ways to do endings of songs here, and for this I'm using the drummer track for the drums. I am going to do another video showing you how to make a demo of a song using the drummer track instead of MIDI drums. We used MIDI notes to make the drums in the Knocking on Heaven's Door video, right? So here I've got like 8 bars of verse and then 2 8-bar blocks of chorus drumming. Imagine this is the end of the song. I'm just going to put down a guitar and then we'll show different ways to end the song. So I'll make a new track, an audio track, receiving on input 1, my mic input monitoring on. 1 2 1 2. I'm going to choose with this audio track selected, I'm going to choose an acoustic guitar preset, natural strum. 1 2 1 2. And to play along to the drums, I've got the drums up really loud so I can really hear the beat. Okay. Alright, I'll just make up any old rubbish on the guitar just to make an ending. But these are the last 2 8 bars of the final chorus in the song. Imagine that. Okay, so here we go. So I ended that by just doing one last guitar hit, final chord, on the first beat of the next bar after the end of the drumming, on the 25th bar there, right? Now, I can end this song by doing a fade out, and to do a fade out, we just go to track and we show the output track. This is the final master output, and you only want to do your fade out when you've finished your mix. Your mix is really together. Put on the track automation, and on the master track here, choose volume. Your volume should be at 0 there. It'll usually be at 0, and then just put in a node, double click and put in a node where you want the fade out to begin. I'm going to begin the fade out there over the last 8 bars of drumming. So put in a little node there, and then put in another node at the end, and there's my fade out. And the fade out end node at 0 dB, right down at the bottom here, it wants to be before the end of the drumming, otherwise you'll reach silence before the end of the drumming. The drumming will end before the song completely fades out, rather. Okay, so then you can put extra nodes in and make the fade out curve whatever shape you like, you know what I mean? Okay, so there's a fade out. It's really simple to do. Okay, let's just hoover all of that up, grab the last node, drag it over all the other nodes, and then let go, and you're left with the one node, double click and it's gone. Right, make sure my master fade is at 0. Okay, now but I played that final hit at the end of the guitar on that 25th bar on beat 1. At the very end I did one extra chord to end, like a single chord ending, like this. Now, if you want to do a simple ending, let's take the track automation off now. A simple ending, like that. There's my final chord hit there on bar 25, right? So what I'm going to do is pencil in an extra drumming region at the end, shorten it right down to just that quarter beat, so I get see how I've shortened it down to just 1/4 beat. That's the whole bar. That's just 1/4 beat. I just get the crash at the beginning of this section of drumming, like this, and there's the fill at the end of the previous bit of drumming. There's a fill in there. Yeah, just at the end of this bit of drumming here, this last 8 bars, there's a fill at the end because this is selected, and I've got the fill control turned up, and I can tweak this to get different endings. You'll see the fill change at the end there as I tweak this. Tweak it again, I'll get a different fill at the end like that. Yeah, tweak it back, I'll get a different fill again. Bring it back, I'll get a different fill again. Every time I tweak this I get a different fill. See that? So that's how you do just a straight ending on a single chord. Just okay. But what if you want it to slow down at the end? Okay, well for that we need the global track here. Bring in the global tracks. You want the tempo track here. It should be visible. If it isn't, bring up the shortcut menu for the global tracks area, which you do with right click on this general area, right click anywhere on this general area. But if you've got right click assigned to the toolbox like I have, then you do control click. If you don't see this tempo track, then here it will say show tempo, and just do click it and then you'll see the tempo track. The tempo track has a line going across it there, and that line begins at the beginning of the song at whatever the tempo of the track is here, the song, which is 120. So it begins with the node at 120. It says 120 there, and the line goes all the way across at 120. But we want to slow down at the end, so it goes dun, 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 you know, slowing down at the end. So we're going to slow down over the last 2 bars of the drumming here. So I put in one node there, double click. That node needs to be also at 120. And then here I put a node at the end, just before the final hit on the guitar there, where the last crash is and everything. Bring this node down like that to the tempo I want to end at, which is going to be 100. So I'll bring this down to 100. That's quite a big slowdown in tempo, from 120 to 100, and then this node here becomes the curve node, and we're going to get it there in the middle. So most of the tempo is going to slow down in the last bar. It's going to slow down over these 2 bars, but most of that tempo change will happen in the final bar, ending on that crash on bar 25. Now I need to redo the guitaring again. Alright, so I'm just going to bring this guitar back to there, and I'm going to begin recording at bar 17. So just to do the last 8 bars of guitar with the slowdown at the end and the final hit on the guitar with that, to go with that crash at bar 25. So I'll put the playhead exactly at bar 17, and if I hit record, recording will begin at wherever the playhead is, in this case bar 17. So the guitar will, the guitar track here will begin recording at bar 17 there, where the playhead is, and I'm going to get a 2 bar counting. I've set the count into 2 bars. So if I put the playhead here at bar 17, hit record, the playhead will back up 2 bars. I'll get 2 bars of drumming, and it will drop into record at bar 17. Okay. So let's put the guitar down, slowing down. You might have to get this practice this a few times to get the slow down with the drumming. I'll try and do it first take. Here we go. And you want your drums up nice and loud to play along with here, to be able to hear it. Look, my master track's dropped to 0. Let's bring that back up to 0. My master track's dropped completely down. I'll put it back to 0 dB. Okay, so here we go. Let's record this guitar. Okay, not brilliant. The timing wasn't that great, but you do it again until you get it right. But you can see I'm playing along with that slowing down of the drums there. and we get this at the end. Yeah? I could try a different fill at the end there. Let's try that. Trying to get a simpler fill. Yeah, that's the fill I want. That dun 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 on the toms. I did that by tweaking the fill control. So I'll just do the guitar again. Delete it. Play it to bar 17. Hit record. There you go. I notice how to do a slow down. Yeah? And then obviously, you know, you put your bass in at the end as well. Let me just set the snap here to beat and snap to absolute value, and then I can snap that exactly to the end of that bar. Now, if you're going to do a MIDI bass to go with this, let's just quickly hide the global track. I'll put a software instrument, and I'm going to put in the bass, thumb bass. Yeah, I'll just do a bass over the last couple of bars here. Like that. Now, let's put a cycle range around this just so we can get that ending. Cats are running around, right, so there's the note. Hits there, boom, boom. And then you've got to these toms are going to work with those. Sorry, these bass hits are going to work with the toms going dun 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 dun. And the last bass note there. And if I put the whole thing up an octave, you'll hear it a bit better. Let's select all this. Here we go. And then the bass, I'm just going to put the bass, open the bass amp. Just going to change this to a different bass just so you can hear it a bit better. I'm going to go with the big stack, the Ampeg rig. these. Bring these down as well. Okay, now the bass that I've just put in, the acoustic guitar plays that final hit to go with that crash, and then the guitar is just, that chord is allowed to sing out and die away. You still hear the guitar dying away there. If the cymbal's a bit loud, I think my cymbal's a little bit loud there, so I'll select that region, and where are we? Not that region. The smart controls for the drums, and I'll just lower the cymbals down so the cymbal crash is a bit less loud. Now you can hear the guitar sustaining that last chord, and it dies away about there. So the bass note wants to die away the same. Right, so double click. There's that last bass note. We want to drag this note out so it's long enough to sustain with the acoustic guitar. And I think I'm going to actually make this bass note an octave lower. Let's hear that. Now the bass will just cut at the end of the note, so we need that to fade out with the guitar chord fading out. So to do that we bring in the automation again, and again you don't want to do the automation for the bass fade out on a single note at the end like this until you've got your mix more together. If after you do the bass fade out, once you've done that bass fade out, to fade this single note out at the end with the acoustic guitar that's fading out, you know, that chord being held is fading away, and we want the bass note to fade, so we're going to do a fade out with the automation on its volume, but that means I can't adjust the fader level for that bass track after I've put this fade out in at the end. So if you need to adjust the level of your bass in the mix after you've put the fade out in, if you sort of put the fade out in at the end, then you're listening to the mix, you think, no, the bass should be a little bit less or a little bit more, you do the level adjustment on the bass amp here with the output level, or by tweaking the EQ low, you know, taking a little bottom end off it or whatever. Yeah, or tweak the compressor level output or something like that. But we're going to put this fade out at the end of the bass. So there, I'll put my node in. And we want the bass track to be down at its default 0 before I put that in. So there, I'll put in a node, and there a node at the end. It's got to happen before the end of the note. That's got to be down at 0. And I can put in the curve out I want like that. Okay, now that bass note will fade out at the end with the guitar. Yeah? Hear that? And that's how you do that kind of ending like that. Right. Show. There you go. That's some different ways that you can end a song. I hope that's useful. I'll just play that last bit for you. Actually, we could put that bass in, couldn't we? I'll just chop that there and then copy that over. Let's have some bass in there as well. Don't copy the automation. Don't copy the automation, because otherwise I'd be copying that automation from the fade out. There we go. how you do that. Okay. One last thing. I had this last bit of drumming selected before the crash, the final little 1 bar, quarter beat, crash at the end. And I tweaked the fill to get that dun 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 tom fill at the end. Blum, 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 blum. Now, to get that fill, which I like, I want that fill at the end, I had to set the fill to this level here, but that means I'm getting a fill in the middle of the region here, in the middle of the drumming, which I might not want. So if I don't want a fill in the middle of the drumming there, but I want, I need the fills turned up this amount to get that fill at the end of this piece of drumming, then I'll just chop the drumming in the middle there, keep the notes, keep. Okay, let's change the fill at the end, damn it. But we shouldn't have a fill. If I choose this bit, I can turn the fills down there so there isn't a fill in the middle of the drumming there. Right, there's no fill in the middle leading into the second half of the chorus. That's how you do that, like if you just want the fill only in the last half of an 8-bar section, then chop the section in half, turn the fills off for the first bit, there'll be no fill in the middle of the pattern then the second part, select that and turn the fills up to get the fill at the end that you want. And that's all done now, and you can hear that ending properly. Yeah, okay, there you go. Hope that's useful, and I'll come back and do another tutorial showing you how to build a song in Logic using the drummer track. Alright, because the previous one I showed you, we built the drums using MIDI notes in that one, right? Okay, I'll see you for the next tutorial, whenever it happens.